Hey everybody, I'm Kyle and I am in the middle of a training block heading towards the Buffalo Marathon in late May. I'm doing a 21-week training plan with a goal time of 3 hours and 25 minutes. I thought I would drop some lessons I've learned from the first 9 weeks of building up miles. Lesson number 1, if you have time, absolutely stick to the 10% rule. And if this is the first time you're hearing about it, the 10% rule means to never add more than 10% mileage per week. So if you ran 30 miles this week, don't run more than 33 this coming week. This is all an attempt to avoid ramping up the miles too quickly and getting injured. Then you won't be running anything. Looking back at my last 9 weeks, I upped the mileage more than 10% only once, from 24 to 32 when I was transitioning from the pre-block to actual training block. Aside from that, I never added more than 2 to 3 miles, so keeping the weekly increases at about 6 to 8%. Lesson number 2, be flexible with your long run. Now, this is based on a 7-day training cycle. If you're doing a 10 to 14 day cycle, you might have to be a little bit more creative here, but I don't pick my long run day until about Thursday during the week. I look ahead at the weather and my schedule and pick the best day for me to have success. Now, for me, that is just picking between Saturday and Sunday, but it is currently winter in upstate New York, so this could be the difference between 40 degrees and sunny or freezing and getting snow dumped on you. Maybe it doesn't look good. Lesson number 3, explore fuel early in your training block. If you are setting out on a 16 to 20 week training block and you are not 100% on which gels or salt packets or electrolyte drinks work best for you, try them now. In the last 9 weeks, I've gone through GU gels, tried Morton's, gave the BPN Go gels a try, and have landed on the Unived plant-based gels. They're the easiest on my stomach, and overall, I prefer the flavors over the other brands. The point here is to test different things out early in the block so that you aren't questioning yourself by the time you are 12 to 16 weeks into a marathon training build. Lesson number 4, look ahead on the calendar. This is such good advice for those planning out their first half or full marathon. Look as far out as your actual race and figure out what you have going on in your life. Pro tip, ask your family or partner, because I know my partner knows way more about what is going on 2 to 3 months from now than I generally do. Once you know when all the weddings and middle school plays are happening, plan your training around them. Make a plan while traveling, find routes by the hotel, and visualize getting your runs in. Traveling can be an absolute sinker for training, but it totally doesn't have to be. And lesson number 5, get over the hype and into the grind. This is the most cliche and modern day influencer type advice, but I have learned firsthand from this training block that planning out everything in a single night and thinking about day 1 all the way through to the race day is like the 4th of July, fireworks going off in your brain. It's a lot of excitement, but the reality is it's early mornings, midday runs and eating lunch at your desk, late nights. It means doing it even on days that you feel crummy, tired, and scatterbrained. The silver lining is that running while you are tired helps to run slow, which a lot of people struggle with, and I won't go too into it, but just remember, run slow to run fast. So those are my 5 marathon training lessons from my first 9 weeks building towards the Buffalo Marathon in May. If you haven't already checked out the Pain Cave Chronicles, which is a podcast featuring myself and 2 other runners discussing all things marathon training, episodes go up weekly and you can find it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, commenting, and using AI to do your homework. I mean subscribing to the channel. Stay safe out there and see you in the next video. I think that went pretty well. Okay.